So Gonzalo, there's a lot of instances where you have either shaders or windows as an input. So for example, with the mouse move or timer, which one should we use for BonVision?
Yes, this is a very good question. So there are many sources of timing in Bonsai. So it's a reactive framework. So many inputs are running on their own clocks, and uh, and you can use different timing sources for controlling the timing of events in the system in your workflow, and also there are different sources of inputs. And for BonVision and in general for visual stimulus, one very important source of both inputs and timing is the screen where you are presenting your stimulus. So, for example, to begin with sources of input. So in this case, I'm using mouse move of the shaders, and there's also a mouse move of the windows. So to explain the difference between them, it's very simple. So the mouse move is connected to your operating system display. So it doesn't care about the particular BonVision stimulus window where you are presenting your stimulus, but actually it will give you the pixel coordinates of your entire display, no matter where you are. Whereas the mouse move on the shaders will only give you movements that are above the stimulus window, and the X and Y positions will always be relative to your stimulus window. So the 0, 0 will be the corner of the stimulus window, whereas on the mouse move of Windows, the 0, 0 will be the corner of your entire desktop. So that's the difference, for example, in terms of input sources. For timing, yes, it's true. So if we go to timer, there's a reactive timer and the shaders timer, and also for delay, you have a reactive delay and the shaders delay, and even a DSP delay. And the difference between them is what is the timing of the delay. So we are specifying in either case, we are specifying a delay, let's say 2 seconds, either in the reactive or the shaders. They have the same kind of parameters. But the difference here is how is time counted. So in the first one, the reactive shaders, the timing of the wait of the delay or the timer is coming from the operating system timers. So it's the operating system that controls the timing of when this will elapse. On the shaders timer, this is more intimately coupled with the refresh rate of your screen. So the display on your computer is actually very precise, like a source of timing, because the refreshes of frames are happening very regularly. But on the operating system, the central computer is doing many things at the same time. And because of that, the timing of events might not be as precise relative to your display as you might want to control visual stimulus. And it's not because the computer is not fast. It's actually very, very fast, but it just doesn't care about your display because it cares equally about everything else. So these timing nodes that are coupled to the shaders are built to think about timing in terms of your display timing. So it's for BonVision, when you are talking about the timing of stimulus to stop, or the delay between two stimulus, or other similar timing control operators, very often we actually use the shaders timing source, because what we care about many times is the timing of the display and not necessarily of the operating system.
So if I may summarize, when it comes to timing, in BonVision, we usually prefer shaders as a timer because it's related to the screen.
Yeah.
And when it comes to other factors such as mouse position or key down and so on, we need to know what is going to happen. So things that are happening when the mouse is moving above the shader region, the shader window, is what is going to be captured when we use the shaders input. And if not, anything happening along the whole screen or any key press is going to be counted when we consider the Windows input.
Yes, it's important to do that because sometimes, if for example on the key down, if the key down event, if it's a shader's key down, it will only be accounted for if your stimulus window is in focus. Like for example, in video games, you don't want to be moving your game around if you don't have the screen in focus. But sometimes, for example, in experiments, you might actually want to record any key press, no matter what window is in focus, and for that you might want to actually use the Windows input. So